So before we get started, I want to just do a little experiment with you guys to show you guys the power of muscle activation, okay? And what happens when you start to activate your muscles, okay? So sort of the old paradigm, and I would even say it's still a paradigm today, that we need to kind of warm up the body to prepare it for certain activities. And in yoga, specifically, and when I say yoga, I mean yoga classes, that a lot of times this idea of warming up the body is like, let's just get the body moving, let's get the blood flowing, and let's stretch some muscles out so we can go and do other postures and stretch those muscles out even in a more deeply way. And I would just kind of put out there that this is all horsepucky. From an applied yoga anatomy point of view, the way that we want to warm the body up is by improving a muscle's ability to contract and contract on demand. We want to improve a muscle's ability to shorten. And so a muscle already has that ability. But what the problem is sometimes that connection between the muscle and the brain has become impaired. It's become impaired because of stress, because of life, because of age, and all of these things. So when we're looking at warming up the body, which you should do, in our blueprint class, we have the section there. It says warm ups. But what I would suggest is that warm ups should be starting to look at how do we improve muscle function, and start moving away from this thing of like, I'm going to do some sun salutations to warm up, or I'm going to stretch these muscles out. A lot of research has shown that when you actually stretch muscles beyond their capacity, that muscle function actually decreases. And so the worst thing that you can do before preparing for any kind of exercise is actually to stretch it out. So on that note, we're going to do 2 laterals really quickly, and then we're going to do some muscle activation. And then you guys, we'll come back and do those 2 laterals, and then you guys will be able to see how you do. Okay? Sounds good? Are you excited? Can you remind me if I've taught you guys quadruped this teacher training? Yes. Okay, good. Perfect. Thank you. Sorry. There's a lot going on up here. So standing on your mat, well, just like I said, we'll do 2 very quick lateral poses. I don't necessarily want you to go per se as far as you can go, but I want you just to check in an intelligent way your own range of motion. Okay? So bring the hands up, and you can interlace the fingers and reach up to the sky as high as you can go, and then just come on over to the right. Come on up, and then come on over to the left. And then come on up. Good. And then step your feet wide apart. Turn the right foot to the right. Now, you want to keep the hips moving into midline. I noticed this yesterday that some of you are not aware of what your hips are doing. You want to squeeze the hips into the midline. Squeeze the hips. No LA girl business. Okay? We're not, yes, like Brittany's just doing it, like, hey girls! I should actually say Santa Monica boys. Hey girl! Okay, bring the arms out and exhale, bring the hands down. Bring the hand down to the leg, the right leg. Good. And then come on back up. And then turn the right foot in and turn the left foot out. And come and do the other side. Nice. Okay, come on back up. So, let's do this one first. Come and lie down onto your backs. So, one of the poses that we did the other day, if you can remember, is called the hip hike. So, hip hiking, bringing the pelvic bone. So, we'll do it on the right side first. And you're lying on your back. And you're going to pull the right hip bone, really more specifically the pelvic bone. You're going to pull the right pelvic bone into the floating rib. And when you do that, imagine that you are crunching a Coke can. So you have a Coke can there. Now you're not lifting the hip up, and be careful not to compensate with any other body part. Now relax. That was a little longer than 6 seconds. So we'll do it again. Crunch up. Remember to feel with your right hand the quadratus lumborum. So do it again. Oh, that feels really good. Oh my God. This is what my body was asking for. And relax. And then do it again. Now, this is called an activation. Like, no one is pulling, and relax. No one is pulling that pelvic bone up. You're doing it to yourself, and pull it back up. And you're doing it in an active way. So this is a very extremely safe thing to do. You're not going to hurt your body by doing these isometric contractions. And relax. And that's really an important thing to do, or important thing to remember, that you are doing this to yourself. You are in control of these isometric contractions. You are going to your own end range and pull up again. And you might even start to feel some of the lateral, internal and external obliques starting to fire. And then relax. We'll do it one more time. And then pull up. 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, and relax. Oh, that's just so lovely. I can just feel the right side of my body just like, and now pull the left pelvic bone, left hip up towards that left floating rib. And again, as you do this each time, you're going to start to notice, and you can feel with your left, your left fingers, relax. You can feel with your left fingers that those muscles just start to engage each time more and more. So pull up again. Where the quadratus lumborum is more specifically on the back side of the pelvic bone close to the spine. So relax. I will show you one day where exactly it is. But if you can bring I'm bringing my left thumb underneath my back and kind of finding the top of the pelvic bone. That's where the QL inserts into. Now pull up again, and you're going to feel that muscle engage. Now that muscle attaches to the pelvic bone. It also attaches to the transverse spine, and as well, and then relax. And then into the floating rib, the bottom floating rib, the 12th floating rib, the inferior aspect of the rib. And then pull up again. Transverse processes, that's what I was thinking of. The transverse processes of the spine. And relax. And so you can, when you see it and the way that it attaches to the spine, it's no wonder that when the psoas stops functioning, and then pull up again, that when the psoas stops functioning, that the QL will just start to take over. The QL, while it's a major muscle, it's not meant to take the brunt of the lumbar spine. And then relax. Shake your hips a little. And then pull up again. Remember that Coke can that's there. And relax. Good. And do it one more time. Nice. And relax. Okay. So roll over. Come on up to force. Okay. And I'm going to do one of my favorite poses. So quadruped. So number 1, lift your right leg up. Number 2, lower the hip. Number 3, lift the leg up higher. Now, if you're doing this correctly, you're already going to start feeling this in the multifidus. Okay, in your spine, that deep muscle in the spine. Lift the left hand up. Turn the palm in. Turn the palm in. And now lift the leg and palm up as high as you can. 3, 4, 5, 6, and come on down. Nice. And lift the left leg up. Lower the hip. Lift the leg up higher. And lift the right arm up. And lift them both up as high as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come on down. Lift the right leg up. Lower the hip. Lift the leg up higher. Lift the left arm, palm in. Lift the arm and leg up as high as you can. And hold 1, 2, 5, and 6. And come on down. Lift the left leg up. Lower the hip. Leg up higher. Lift the arm. Lift arm and leg. 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Just look at me really quickly. You're going to lift the leg up, lower the hip, leg up higher, lift the arm and leg, and now twist. So one of the actions of the multifidus is a twister. Okay? So let's do that. So that's actually the 6th thing to do. So lift the leg up, lower the hip, leg up higher, lift the arm and leg, and then twist. 5 and 6, and come on down. And lift the leg up, lower the hip, leg up higher, right arm forward, arm and leg, and then twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. And lift the leg up, lower the hip, leg up higher, lift the arm and leg, and twist. Nice, Lisa. Try and lift the chest more. Good. Now arch the upper back a little bit. There you go. Twist into that. Twist into that. Yes. Yes. Lift the left leg up. Lower the hip. Leg up higher. Right arm forward. Lift up as high as you can and twist. Good. Twist into it. Arch the upper back more, Stephanie. There you go. That's it. Push through the back foot, but lift the inner thigh up and down. You guys feeling your spines? Isn't that delicious? Scrumptious. Oh, Nicole. They don't do this in Ashtanga. Okay. Right leg up. And lower the hip. Lift the leg up higher. Lift the arm and leg, and now twist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And lift the left leg up, lower the hip, and leg up higher, right arm forward. Lift up as high as you can. Now arch the spine and then twist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. And I kind of lost count, so we'll just do it one more time each side. I think this is going to be 6 or 7. But if it's 7, yeah, but you know, it won't hurt to do another one. Right leg up. Lower the hip. Lift the left leg up, right leg up, sorry, higher. Lift the arm. Lift the arm and like arch the back. And then twist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hallelujah. Left leg up. 1. Lower the hip. Leg up higher. Right arm forward. Arm and like, now arch the upper back. Arch it, and twist. 1, 2, 3. Keep lifting that leg. Don't let the leg drop. Keep lifting it higher, 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 and down. Oh. Doesn't that feel amazing in your back? I mean, don't you just feel like more erect? I do. Pardon? Spinal blade. Yes. Yes. Okay, so let's do our experiment. Come on back up. Oh, yeah, that's what we're doing. Arm up. Over to the side. And come on up. Did you guys notice the difference? And come on up. Legs apart. Right foot points to the right. Remember, no Santa Monica boy. And bring the arms out and come on down. Okay, I got 1 foot range of motion. Before I could barely get my hand to my knee. Now my hand is almost to my foot. Come on back up. Turn the other way. Bring the arms out. Nice. And then come on up. Whew. Gotta get some fans on here. How do you guys feel? Do you notice the difference? Okay. So this is a very different way of thinking about movement. All we're doing, again, in muscle activation, is applying that idea to improve a muscle's contractibility. Start to think about when you're coming into any posture, I'm coming this way, and sort of the school of thought that's current is that I need to stretch my left side. I'm stretching my left side. We are now eliminating the word stretching. And what we're asking now is, what about contracting? What is shortening on this side? What muscles need to shorten in order for me to be able to do the posture? And then this goes back to something you said the other day, Nicole, about agonist and antagonist. Here's the agonist muscles, and if these are contracting, the antagonist will start to relax. That's what happens. But if these muscles aren't contracting, these muscles stay static. And you can feel the static muscles on certain people. Like they're trying to like bend forward and they're saying, oh, my hamstrings are tight. That's because these guys aren't contracting properly. If these guys are contracting and the abdominals are contracting and all of this is working, then when I fold forward, I actually can improve range of motion. There's a little muscle here, right here. It's really small, like right there, called the pyramidalis. And it's really, really small. I mean, it just kind of hovers over the pubic bone. I had this, my MAT therapist was working on me doing this sequence, and part of it is you have to reach forward, sitting down on the ground, and you take your hands, not grabbing your foot, but you kind of reach for the foot. And I remember the first time I did it, I could only get my hands to my knee. My back was like really inflamed at that time, at that moment. Lie down, palpated the pyramidalis, came back up, did it 4 times, and by the 4th time, my hands was past my foot. Just activating that little guy. That's it. all it took. So it's another lesson in applied yoga anatomy is that when one muscle isn't functioning, the whole thing doesn't function. And so people often like say, oh, I got a pain here. What do? You just stretch, which actually exacerbates it. The question should be, why do I have the pain here? What's not functioning properly? Okay.